Shout out to Pablo, thank you for commenting and actually tell me what video I should do. So this is going to be a quick pros and cons of living here in California compared to the UK, and yeah, let's get into it. Must be some negatives to living in this like amazing place, right? There must be. Think about America as a whole. The biggest disadvantage is everything is opposite. Everything is flipped. The way you drive is on the other side. When you switch a light on, it turns off. A flush is on this side, but it's on the other side over here. Like, if you just imagine your whole world being flipped the opposite way, that's basically America. Like, everything is, for us it's wrong, but it's the wrong way. Because America's so big, unfortunately, they don't have the best transport system. Like, you can't get about like you would do in London, getting the tube and getting buses. It's not that easy. So everyone over here tend to have cars or more than one car per household. Also, you can't actually walk to a lot of places in America. Like, people look at you funny. We went shopping, right? My mom and dad went to a store called Ralph's or some organic one. We were just walking out, me and my brother, and this woman pulled up to us and she's like, "Did you get me?" Like, what do you mean? "Are you with your phone?" And I was like, whoa. Like, people here are so paranoid. Like, it's insane. Like, they're scared. Like, there's a lot of signs around saying no soliciting, which I guess means no hanging around these areas. So I guess when people see that or people see you walk, they're like, is he okay? Like, shop and you buy something. Normally the price on the label is how much you pay, right? Or that's how it works in the UK. But over in America, the tax actually gets added on at the till. Say for example, you're buying like, I don't know, a pen for like $1 and it says $1 on the price tag. You're like, oh cool, that's cheap, $1.50. I'm like, bro, where'd that 50p come from? Like, so it can be a little bit annoying. Like, you can't just look at a price and be like, oh, that's $1. You have to think of the tax. In the US, you gotta pay for that healthcare. I've not had any experience yet, because thank God, like, we've all been okay. But the way education works here is totally different. I was in film school for 2 years, or like university, whatever. I did 2 years, and I had 1 year left, and that would have been me done, right? Now over here, when I inquired about transferring that to over here to see how I would be able to carry on, over here it doesn't work the same way. So I need to redo my general education over here to make the credits up so then I can carry on. This thing in America is, as you can see, the weather. Like, the weather is one of the biggest things, I wouldn't say in America, but in California, especially in San Diego. Like, the weather is bomb. Like, it's always like just right. It's not hot or it's not too cold. The sun's shining right now, but it was just a little bit cloudy. And I think in winter it does get like that, but majority of the time it's sunny, it's warm-ish, so like you can do whatever you want. So I personally think the roads are structured a bit more logically. Like, everything just makes sense and it just works. Like, there's a highway, you get on that highway, you get off when you need to exit. Kind of like a motorway in the UK, but in the UK, if you wanted to travel from like one city to another, you would get on the motorway and get off on the whole city, and then you have to find where you want to go. Whereas in America, the highway in a city, you actually have your own highway, and each area has its own exit. So I think it just makes more sense because it's easier. Like, you just follow one road and get off, and I guess it means less traffic, but it's also a lot easier to travel. There's less running costs over here. Like, you pay for the car and you pay for petrol and insurance, and that's it. Like, in the UK, you have MOTs and you have road tax and this tax and that, and over here you don't get any of that, like, from what I've heard. So I think that's why a lot more people have bigger cars over here. They're cheaper. That's why a lot of people actually have more than one car. Everything sort of runs on convenience. Like, everything is open till late, which means you don't have to rush to get things done. Like, in the UK, things would close at 5 in the weekdays. So if you're working all day, you really can't go out and shop unless you go to like an Asda 24/7 or something. Walmart's 24/7, I think, and then some shops are open till 12, 11. So like, it's just so much more convenient, and the shops are bigger. You can just take your time. Everything is so big in America, like the portions, the buildings, compared to the UK. You can actually get like a small drink over here and it still would be a big drink compared to in the UK. So I guess it means you get more bang for your buck over here. And that even goes for houses. Like, the houses here are enormous. even like the cheap or budget houses, for someone from the UK, that would be like a mansion to them, or it would be like an amazing house to live in. So even if you don't live in the best house over here, it's still a great house over there. I hope that made sense. So many mountains. I've seen so many. There's like palm trees here right now. There's palm trees. There's beaches. There's mountains. Like, I guess because everything is more spread out and lower down. There's not a lot of tall buildings in, like, unless you're in downtown where you live. There's not a lot of tall buildings. I feel truly blessed to be here. I don't want to long out the video too much, but yeah, that's what I thought the pros and cons are. California more specifically. Even though there are cons, I'm happy to live with it because it's amazing. Like, hope you guys are having a sick day, sick week. It's 2:53 right now, and I am going to a film meetup. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much appreciated. And yeah, TML out. Alright guys, I just want to say, I've took the fattest L ever. So I was meant to go to like a film meetup, but thanks to Californian transport, that's not that easy to get to. I have to take 3 buses and it's gonna take 2 hours, but you know, I'm up for the grind. So I was like, yo, let me take a bus. Turns out I was going the wrong way.